Good morning. Today is Saturday, May 2nd. It is a very rainy day here, but I'm not turning on my overhead lights because that doesn't bring me joy. Now let's talk about desire. Desire rarely enters our lives with a dramatic crash. More often, it's a whisper that appears when we're finally still enough to hear it. It shows up as curiosity, a tug, a persistent thought that refuses to leave. Most of us sense this pull, but fear is fast to arrive too. The fear of being seen wanting something, the fear of failing, the fear of changing. Yet, desire is the compassion that points towards aliveness. When we pause long enough to feel it, we realize it's not asking us to be reckless, but honest. Now, desires can come in many forms, and even if it isn't a strong desire, wanting something that may seem beyond your means doesn't mean it really is beyond your means. My husband reminded me the other day that if your heart desires it, that means it's tangible or achievable, and you damn right it is. You have to know that it is. Desire matters because it reconnects us to our own aliveness. It's the part of us that remembers what we're drawn to before experience, habit, and responsibility layered themselves over our instincts. When we acknowledge what we truly want, that $100,000 vehicle you've been eyeballing, clarity emerges. Decisions become simpler, energy returns. We begin to move from authenticity instead of obligation. Now, recognize our desires isn't self indulgent, it is an act of alignment that ripples into every corner of our lives. Honestly, the first time I saw the Land Rover Defender, my husband and I were driving to Folly Beach for the day, and I happened to see one in the car lot, and I was like, I would look so good driving that car. And of course, my husband said, yeah, you would. And you have some expensive taste. I was like, how much could that vehicle possibly cost? Well, it can range in the $80,000 to $100,000 range. And I was shocked. Who is I to desire such a luxury? How could I ever afford this? What would I put? Why would I put that much money in a vehicle? I realized I focused on all the limited beliefs rather than focus on the fact that I desired a vehicle that looks like and has features that I want. If I want it, if I desire it, then there will be a way to achieve it. I can't let fear hold me from owning the vehicle of my dreams. Now, let's be honest. Is the Land Rover Defender the vehicle of my dreams? I have no freaking clue. I haven't even test drove the thing yet. But I do like the point. I like the look at that as a starting point. It's just a starting point. Much like my limiting beliefs, fear is often understood as a sign to stop, but its real function is protection. It shows up whenever we consider stepping outside the known terrain of our lives. Fear warns us about rejection, embarrassment, disappointment, and unfamiliar territory, but it does so using an outdated map. Most of what fear tries to stop isn't dangerous, it's just simply new. By naming our fears with honesty and compassion, we loosen their grip on us. We begin to see them not as enemies, but as cautious guardians who sometimes need a little reassurance. When fear or limited beliefs come knocking, recognize them and move forward. So go test drive that car. Now, fear and intuition can feel similar at first. Both speak up when we're approaching a threshold, but intuition has a different texture. It's calmer, it's quieter, and often strangely neutral, even when it points towards something bad. Fear is loud, urgent, and full of what ifs. Learning the difference between the two is essential for letting desire lead. When we tune in, we realize that intuition points us towards expansion, while fear simply tries to keep us unchanged. Both have their place, but only one is meant to guide us. So I asked myself, what does my intuition say about my desire for this vehicle? Well, honestly, it says you desire a car that has a similar look and features of this vehicle, but it may not be the actual car you want. You still need to test drive multiple vehicles because you may find that all your desires related to a low monthly payment and a new vehicle align better with a different model or brand. And that's okay. Following desire doesn't require dramatic leaps. It begins with small, courageous steps, a simple conversation, a 10-minute practice, a low stakes experiment. These tiny acts shift the trajectory of an entire life. When we let desire guide one choice at a time, we build trust in ourselves. We prove that we can hold both longing and uncertainty without collapsing into fear. And each small action becomes evidence that desire isn't dangerous, it's generative. One action I've been taking is looking at a wide range of vehicles that have a similar look and features across the budget ranges to see what I truly want in my next vehicle purchase. Now, research is important for me when deciding to make a big purchase. So, it gives me more information and allows me to really focus on that desire. And when we follow our desire, we grow into a version of ourselves we might not have imagined yet. Someone more honest, confident, spacious, and alive. Desire has a way of calling forth parts of us that have been dormant or neglected. It reveals our courage and reawakens our creativity. It sharpens our senses of direction. And in the process, it reshapes our identity from the inside out. The true gift of following desire isn't the outcome, it is who we become along the way. One major confidence booster when we follow our desires is we don't seek external validation and we have a greater sense of pride in what we decided and accomplished. Desire is always inviting us towards a fuller version of our lives. It doesn't demand speed or certainty, only willingness. When we create a little space to listen, something becomes clear. Desire isn't trying to push you towards something reckless, it's trying to lead you back to yourself. Let it guide you one choice at a time and trust that clarity will grow with every step. So, what is one desire you're ready to admit to yourself today? Really think about it. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Now, let's talk about today's positive affirmation. It is my voice is one of a kind. My contributions are unique and meaningful. I hope you all have a great day. And if it's raining where you are, I hope you stay dry.